It's basically the question we had initially is, where do we source the best systematic investment intelligence? And the first thing we did is we were asking traders, and everything always looked good, but at the end, when trying the models, really putting them at work, it didn't work out well. So what we say, okay, if what we see is not what we get in the sales process, how do we make sure that we actually can provide a systematic intelligence that works, which is at some point also what machine learning is trying to do. So we focused really on hedge funds that had already an established track record, and that was, remember, back in 2011. So these hedge funds had already a subprime crisis behind, they had a European debt crisis behind. So basically the bad hedge funds had a difficult time to survive, and the better one had a kind of bulletproof or more bulletproof and anti-fragile business. How do we do that? For each specific markets we require or we see a need, for example, for euro, US dollar, or in case for Bitcoin, or for any kind of market, equity, bonds, you name it, that is liquid enough, we will source on a daily basis signals from these hedge funds that will indicate what is they view, how an investor should position themselves in that specific market. So to quantify it, a +1 will be a bullish view, a 0 will be a neutral, a -1 will be a bearish view. What we do with Avadoc is it's a kind of FX robo-advisory. So we feed the signals we get from the quant industry straight into the portfolio of private wealth clients. And there we can actually set specific benchmarks. So for specific clients who wants to invest in Bitcoin, for example, we can create a small benchmark. I want up to 5% of my wealth in Bitcoin, for example. Limit is 0% because we had a good rally, so I still want to be out if we have a strong correction in that market. So I will have my range between a 0% and a 5% allocation, and I'll be relatively cautious because of my age and because I have family, so I will, and because of the volatility of that market, so I will put a target at 1%. So whenever I get a normal signal, a normal buy signal from my funds that actually deliver this Bitcoin trading signal, I will go up to 5%. When I get a neutral, I will remain at this 1% level, and when I get a bearish signal, I will reduce down to 0%. After speaking to something like 600 plus leads, it's like every single client is very different in their requirements. So what happens is when you contract with a client, you will always end up with a different contract. And there, that's why we started to actually develop on Ethereum last year. It was at the time where the Ether price was around $15, I think. When you saw the developments of the Ether price, doing everything in the chain would be too expensive for our purposes. That's why we got to actually use case 3. We decided to tokenize the overall infrastructure that allows us also to reward the first movers within the banking industry and the crypto exchange that will actually participate into this project. We use a flexible pricing mechanism using smart contracts that allows to generate more revenues at the banks and at crypto exchanges. This is an open business model, so we actually want to source as much good quality market timing intelligence as possible, with the idea to, at a later stage, do machine learning on top of these signals. So, and the idea of the project is really for the first moving banks and crypto exchanges to be rewarded with a token for their participation.